Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am doing a how to kill a kit with style today. So my how to kill a kit, I haven't really done a lot of it yet this month, is my citrus twist kits though. And so I want to get going more on my my album for this year. I decided to do it in the style of like 52 favorites. So I'm documenting every week in the way it's happening. Just telling the little stories, and I'm really liking it. I just haven't gotten a chance to do a lot of it. So I have all different kinds of pockets from Citrus Twist, which I adore. I've got awesome stuff from Ellie Studio. I've got awesome stuff from Colorcast Designs. Yeah, so I'm in doing February's. I have February and March and stuff to do yet. That I want to work on. And so I have some other random pages done like later in April and things. There's another good one I did for Stretch the Sketch. And I'll have another Stretch the Sketch. I really like doing that in here. And so I have an Easter photo I have to scrapbook. I have another Easter photo somewhere that I put that I need to add to this as well. So, but we're going to work on, it's actually Valentine's weekend. And so what I do is I've been kind of documenting on a sticky note, like this week, this is what we did. And if there was any big stories, to make sure to tell the stories. But it's kind of just like, I don't know, focusing on the little moments, which I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this 4 pocket. I still have to label that it's week 7. So I need to get my stamps out to do that, and I'll pick through one of these citrus twist kits that I'm gonna play with for these pictures. I have pictures of what my son's Valentine's looked like and his Valentine's box and how cute he was all dressed up. And then I got some macarons for my coworkers as well because we're huge fans of them. So yeah, let's get started. So when I got these pictures printed, they were, I think, did I get them printed just at Walgreens? Maybe. But you couldn't, when you wanted a wallet, you only could do a wallet of the same. So it's just duplicate. So I'm just cutting them out. So I'm cutting out, so it's kind of a waste to me of a printed photo because you get 4 of the same photo. This was before I kind of discovered Persnickety and all their amazing collages you can make and cut aparts and custom sized prints and stuff. So I'm just cutting that apart, and then I'm going to start cutting some papers down to fit in these pockets. And these pockets are kind of an odd size. They're like, I believe it's 2 and, is it a 2 1/8 by 3 3/8, I believe. So there is a pocket card. So this is Home and Hearth kit. I don't remember which one it is. But so my how to kill kit is those citrus twist kits. I wanted to see how much of them I could get used up this month. And so I'm going to focus on this one, I think, because when I'm doing pages like the ones I do in this video, and this video ended up getting a little bit longer because I was on a good roll and I had the photos printed for week 7, week 8, and I believe week 9. So I end up doing all 3 of those, which ends up being 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like 4 to 5 pages, and then this fun little flip out pocket. And yeah, like I said, those photos were printed. I was on a roll, so I just kept going. So these, yeah, pockets are 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. And so it came with some pocket cards. There was one that was had a little heart on it, so I thought it was perfect. I was going to journal on that one. And then the pictures of my son dressed up for Valentine's Day, and then what his Valentines were, which was basically a macaron that we got from one of our favorite bakeries. And we got little just like craft bags. We got dinosaur Valentines that were like holographic, and so we just kind of glued them to the outside. And then I had little green muffin liners, and so we put each cookie basically in the muffin liner. And then he gave like little bags with his
cookie. So I'm cutting some of the photos down just to get rid of some of the excess, and so I have places to stamp, etc. I am using the mini alpha date stamp set and the regular date stamp set from LA Studio. I like the size of the word week in the regular, but I like the size of the numbers from the mini instead, because I like the word week to be a little bit bigger. So, and I like to use the labels. There's cut apart labels in all of these kits. So I have a cut apart label and a pocket card that I cut down and some of the pattern papers. And so what I was saying is I decided to focus on just one of the kits at a time, because when I'm doing pages like these ones, I don't use a lot of paper because there's such small areas that it goes to. So yeah, not a lot of paper gets used. So I'm journaling just about what we did for his Valentine's, for his class Valentine's for this year, and putting that card in. And then I have, I'll cut down a few pattern papers. I'll go through one of the 6x8 papers and cut down to put behind the other photos. And then this kit had a lot of like at the table eat food related things, which was good because this week was kind of all about the food and what we did for Valentine's Day. So his Valentine's with the treat that's in there, the treats that I took for my work, and then I made us a s'mores baked Alaska for our Valentine's Day treat, which I forgot that I have that photo. And so actually when I start doing week 8, I realize I have that photo, and then I go ahead and put it back on this page. Yeah. So I'm kind of simultaneously working on the front side of these pockets and the back side of these pockets, because as I think of something, I just use it. And so on this little pocket, I'm using some of the chipboard and one of the labels just to say, of course, I grabbed some macarons for my co-workers. I got a ton of them, and we have like amazing potlucks all the time. One of my coworkers is really good at organizing our potlucks and making them very themed, and so I remember this one being very heavily Valentine's Day themed. So I end up journaling a little bit about that next to that photo and on the little label of that photo. So I just kind of finished cutting apart the labels here. There were only like 2 or 3 that I hadn't done yet. And then these kits always come with us like a stamp set. So this stamp set a lot of things like yummy, food story, on my plate. I think there was a pumpkin pie or pumpkin spice specific one. Just a lot of food related. So I'm finally going to kind of finish this side of the 4 pockets up and put this yellow paper behind this lower left photo and the upper right photo. And then I add a chipboard piece, I believe, below that. I like to use that my Fiskars trimmer because I can get very detailed and I can hold the smaller pieces of paper down with the guide that's there versus my rotary trimmer I mostly use just for cutting like bigger pieces of paper. I know a lot of people have different trimmers, and it's interesting to me what we use. I don't mind my rotary trimmer, except for it seems like it was set up crooked. Like, if I try to do detailed cuts, first of all, I can't line it up to cut anything under 2 inches. The lining up doesn't work, and if I try to cut something like really precisely straight, it seems like the guides are crooked because everything I tend to cut on there. So I typically just, like when I'm cutting off branding strips or cutting off like the 1/4 inch before I mat a photo or mat a layout, or cutting down like bigger strips of paper, bigger chunks, I'll do that. But if I need fine detail cutting, I will use my Fiskars trimmer. And then a lot of times, just like for matting photos and stuff, I'll use my little old, close to my heart. No. Creative Memories trimmer. Yeah. So now on one of these cards, is this what I'm doing? Oh yeah. So I'm taking a bunch of those like food related stamps. I'm just creating a card by like stamping a bunch of those little phrases throughout it just to create something interesting and just to use them and kind of have fun. I probably didn't need to do that on this spread because there's another card apart, or another 3x4 card that I cut down that has like eat on my plate and all that stuff already on it. So it's very food related, but I do it anyway. And so now I'm kind of focusing on the back part, which is still the same week, and journaling more about the potlucks and such. And yeah, and then I will just start going to town. Now I already had cut down, I believe, a pocket card and put the awesome what are they called? They're like adhesive strips of where the holes are already poked. And I already put it in there, so it's right there. And I realize and it's just a neat pattern on the backside. So I realize I want to put some tabs on it so it's easier to flip over. And I'll make sure to have zoomed in so maybe you can look at it better. And we'll have some close-up photos at the end so you can see. I don't remember what it's called right now. I'm not looking at the book at the moment. So I'm going to put tabs on there, and then I'm going to use some of those gold puffy stickers. I used some of them on some of the other pictures before, but I'm going to use some of those gold puffy stickers and put hearts on the tabs because I don't feel like writing anything. Then I'm going to take a label, and now I'm like, well, now I might as well, this can be week 8, then the other side of this. So I'm going to stamp the week 8, and then I can start working on week 8 over on this side. And that's when I decided, well, I'm just going to start cutting that apart because I had the thought of doing the little 2x2 square pocket page that you can get from Citrus. I really like that. I think I've used it 3 times on this album already, or maybe just one other time. No, 3 times, yes. I really like the little 2x2. I don't know why. I really like that one. Oh yeah, so I do week 8 and then do food story because then this week is pretty much all about the ice cream that I ordered online and we got, and then we made it kind of like a ceremony to try it every night. My son and I, and it was so good. Jenny's ice cream, if you've never ordered, they ship it to your house in dry ice and it's amazing. So I have, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures, 5 or 6 pictures of the ice cream that we tried. I can't remember if that's all the flavors we had. I can't remember for sure. And I just, same thing, when I printed them, you had to do 4 wallet prints on a page. So I'm just cutting out a 2x2 version of each of the photos. And this is where I find that I had the photo of my s'mores baked Alaska, and I will add it to the previous week's page. I'll find a spot to put it in those 4 pocket area. And that was that one. And then I have these pictures of our cat for week 9 that are going to go on the back of this 2x2 page protector. So I cut those down to 2 as well. And here's where I'm realizing that baked Alaska. And so then I'm going to grab a label and make sure I document what that was and what we did. I bought a kitchen torch, like for creme brulees, just so I could make this baked Alaska. Which is ridiculous, but is worth it. Best tool I ever bought. I think I've used it 3 or 4 times now too, so it's already paid for itself. Little butane torch. So I'm going to take these little tile, like teal alphas, and spell out Jenny's on this cute little like ticket tag. Because it says something about, like, you are my love. So I'm going to put Jenny, you are my love. And I'm actually going to adhere that on the outside of the 4x4 squares because I really liked the shape of this journaling spot. And I didn't want to trim it or anything. So I'm going to actually glue it down on the outside. I will put something in the pocket behind it, and I just journaled about ordering the ice cream and making sure we made it like an event to try it. And I'm just gonna do a couple more squares to fill in the gaps where there aren't photos, and then I'm gonna cut a bunch of this yellow as well, because I figured on the back side I kind of want to do all yellow besides the 2 photos of the cat, and then like one other square, a different pattern, because I found an ephemera piece that says something to the effect of, as always, you're there, or something like that. And I don't remember what it said, but it seemed fitting at the time. So just finishing up getting all those 2x2s in, and then I'm going to put the pictures of the cat in. Oh, here, I'm going to finally trim those down. And then put those in. And it was just a funny way she was lounging on the chair, and I just liked it. And it was kind of nice because the day before I took these, not much happened this week. It was like the last week of February into the first week of March. Not a ton happened. We had our niece over for a sleepover. We do that every once in a while. And I just remember we didn't do anything extra special, but this cat is very social, and she gets wore out when my niece is here because she loves her. And so I think I remember her being sought out a lot. And so the cat was quite exhausted from all the activity, because she's fat and lazy, and yeah. So here I'm gluing that down, that awesome tag ticket thing, making sure that's glued. Then I wanted to see about putting some other things. Oh, cool. I wanted to see about putting some other ephemera pieces. I really like the ephemera in here. I want to use that little movie strip or film strip for sure on something. And I realized I hadn't stamped the week 9 yet. So I'm going to do that on the back side. I'm just going to leave some of these pockets, put a couple of chipboard. I think this one says my fave, and just some fun things. And then I'm going to stamp the week 9 actually on a flower instead of on a label. So I'm going to journal a little bit about my niece being here and the cat relaxing and chilling, and then I will stamp week 9, and then I'll put it in the book, and that'll be it. So I appreciate you all. I hope I can get more used in these kits, because like I said, after I did like 3 weeks worth of pages, and I still have a ton of it left because it doesn't take a lot of paper. So I'm hoping I can do some more like full Traveler's Notebook size pages here. I probably will. And hopefully I will film some of them for you. If not, I definitely will share what I completed at the end of the month for this notebook. I'm hoping this notebook is only supposed to go through, I think, March. I think I ended up deciding I need 4 notebooks, like to divide the year up in quarters. So we'll have the first 3 to 4 months in this one. And then hopefully I will be on at least the next notebook by the time this month is over. That's the goal. So yeah, we will have that for you. And thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, please. I really appreciate all my subscribers and all my viewers. So even if you haven't subscribed, thank you for watching. But subscribe, because then you can get notifications. And make sure you give this a thumbs up. And I always like comments. I try to at least read them all if I don't reply to all of them. But I do try to read them all. And everybody else who's doing How to Kill a Kit with a Style this month will be down below. So make sure you check them out. Thanks, guys. Bye.